What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode where I'm testing out double battles, and this time around, as you can tell from the thumbnail, I am using Malamar. Malamar has been a really entertaining Pokemon to use. I don't know what it is. I'm still, as you can see, in Pokeball Ranking 3, so disclaimer that I said last time, and I'm going to say it for the next few times, I am a beginner. I do not know what I am doing when it comes to double battles, VGC, or anything. So what I'm trying over here, Fake Tears, Tickle, Life Dew, Draining Kiss, Clefable has these moves that I can either use on my Pokemon or on the opposing Pokemon. And if you're wondering, why don't you use a Prankster Pokemon so you can go fast? Why don't you use a fast one? We cannot use Prankster on a Dark type Pokemon, which is what Malamar's typing is, Dark and Psychic, Psychic and Dark. One or the other, vice versa, they're both the same. So as we Mega Evolve into Mega Malamar, I don't want to use something that's super fast, because super fast things tend not to be very bulky. And I know that this Clefable is extremely bulky. So I think I gave the Clefable Cute Charm in case it tries to hit Clefable. I want it to be, charmed and not really hit it that much. That way you can really start doing things for it. But, the way that it works, Clefable got hit a few times. They tend to want to work towards this this monster over here. But knowing that the Sceptile is a special attacker in most cases, I wanted to raise Malamar's special defense using Fake Tears. And naturally, I want to try and get that Sceptile out as fast as I can because it is really difficult. And I have Rock Slide on here for a few reasons, for Charizard and for for dual hits. I want something that will hit both Pokemon. And I know that I'm not going to be flinching a lot of things, but I know that it is going to be doing a decent amount of damage. And since we saw that the Malamar was faster than the Decidueye, it is also it's an opportunity to be able to flinch things. But it's crazy that Sceptile lived on 1. How absurd is that? It does split the damage. I am +1 attack, so sure, it's not that bad, but I'm also +1 defense, which I'm hoping to be able to survive a pretty strong hit from Decidueye, but it does get flinched, as you see, which is fantastic. And now we bring in our Endeavor over here. We bring in our Typhlosion and see that they have Bright Powder on that Decidueye. That's something to use Bright Powder on there. If you're not familiar with what Bright Powder does, it lowers the accuracy of moves that you're going to use. I don't want to use Eruption because looking at their team, I don't think I wanted to get stuck with Eruption. So I used a Shadow Ball and Psycho Cut, because Psycho Cut was the best hitting move I could use for that Decidueye, and they both go down. So that's pretty decent damage I have from this Malamar, and it's actually doing some great damage. And this is exactly why I did not want to use Eruption. I knew that coming up against a Blaziken and a Greninja is going to have some problems, but I'm afraid that this Greninja is sashed. I know that it's not Mega because they already used the Mega on the Sceptile. So none of these are going to have their Mega abilities unless they either have their Mega Stones. I don't know what kind of items they have because we didn't frisk them for it. So my best option is to try and take out this Greninja because it is the biggest threat to me. It's the biggest threat because it has a lot of power. It's just very powerful, and it can really get to me with the water type moves like we see with this Water Shuriken. And it's not as scary as a Blaziken to my Typhlosion, because I know Typhlosion will be able to resist the fire, and the fighting is immune to it. So we hit the Shadow Ball. Close Combat comes into Malamar, and we live on 1 with a crit. So the defensive buffs I put into this Malamar actually came out useful. The superpower into the Greninja, we're already +1. +2, I think at this point, gone down. No, it's +1, +2. I can't even remember. We're high up. We have a bunch of boosts in. Our special defense is boosted, but because we got crit, the defensive boost did not activate. So that just shows the natural bulk that we have with this Malamar. And I wanted to protect over here. The reason why I wanted to protect is because I don't want it to hit Malamar, knowing that it's probably going to go for me because fire move into Typhlosion or fighting move would just not make sense. They didn't want to lower their defense even more Temper Flare goes into our Protect, Shadow Ball hitting that Blaziken, doing a lot of damage, and there's no way they can survive. They have to hit one of us, and we just win through a forfeit. One thing I missed over here, the Malamar already got its contrary Intimidate boost from this Gyarados. I wanted to use the stat boost onto Malamar, but then I ran out of time, so I hit the stat nerf onto Gyarados. So it just runs right through. Garchomp protects, which is fantastic because I did not want to hit Garchomp just yet. Gyarados uses Earthquake, and I was a little bit afraid because Earthquake can do a lot of damage. It's a strong move, but it's not stab. Malamar does really well to take that, and Garchomp and Gyarados, Clefable didn't do much. Turns out I did go into the Garchomp. I wanted to do some damage to it. I can't remember. I did this a few days ago, and I'm trying to talk about it right now. So we do try and hit the Gyarados this time because I don't know if it has Protect or not. I probably should have gone for the Garchomp. Not quite sure. At this point, I want to raise the defenses of my Malamar as much as I can because the two Pokemon in front of me are physical attackers, and I do not want to take a lot of damage because the Earthquake from both of them is going to start wearing me down bit by bit. But that superpower coming in is really beneficial. So it already is -1 defense. I'm +2 attack right now. So doing 52% excuse me, on a resisted non-stab hit is really good. I know Gyarados does not have the best of defenses. It's mainly a specially defensive Pokemon, but it doesn't matter. I want to keep Malamar alive, and doing that, I think the best option was to protect him, knowing that they're going to try and get this Malamar out of the way due to all the boosts I have. They're not going to target the Clefable because it's not really a threat at this point because they have the Earthquake and Life Doom up. I have Life Dew because it's a great way to heal up Clefable and the other Pokemon with me. In most scenarios, it is going to be that Malamar, bringing us past halfway health. Now with all the defensive buffs that we have from Superpower and Tickle, I'm gonna keep this moveset. I love it. I know we just did a Contrary Mon, but I am enjoying this so much, and honestly I might try and do the same thing with Prankster and Staraptor Contrary because it is just so good and so fun. People do not see it coming, though. The Gyarados does hit the waterfall into Clefable. It does do a lot of damage, and unfortunately the Earthquake is going to take out our Clefable. Though we know with the damage that we have already done on this Gyarados with our initial plus increase in attack, so we know that the superpower is going to take it out, and it's going to increase our defense even more. So at this point, I lost track. We're +3, +4. I think we're +4 because of the Tickle, and then the superpowers were at least +3. Now I am questioning, do I bring in a Scarf? Do I bring in a Fake Out user? And my best option is to bring in the Fake Out user Raichu. I want to do this specifically because I do not want to get hit by a ground move, and there isn't really anything Azumarill can do to me. If it is Huge Power, so be it. Huge Power Play Rough will probably take out this Malamar, even with all the boosts. I don't know. I just don't want to get hit by an Earthquake and a Play Rough, but it doesn't go for that. It doesn't protect the Garchomp, which I thought it would. We outspeed the Azumarill, and all our attack boosts take it out with a Psycho Cut. I ran Psycho Cut over Zen Headbutt because I don't want to miss. I believe Zen Headbutt is 10 power more, though it just made the most sense to go with this, to go with the Psycho Cut. I'm not trying to risk any misses other than our Rock Slide misses, but we still have the ability to do something. I'm thinking, do I swap out Raichu to keep the Fake Out? It is a tough option because I'm not quite sure if I want to use Fake Out again afterwards if this Pikachu does have it. Though the best option is to try and keep my Malamar alive. This is one of our best win conditions right now. We don't have a great attacker with Raichu because it can't really do much to the Garchomp, and it can't really do much to the Pikachu either, though I want to try and knock off whatever this Garchomp has. Turns out it has a Citrus Berry. I'm very glad we knocked that off because Citrus Berry will be really annoying on this Garchomp to heal it back up, and it goes for an Outrage. I'm kind of surprised it did not go for a Earthquake just to do damage to both, but also you don't want to do it to Pikachu, so I don't think that Pikachu had Protect, though it does want to do damage to my Malamar, and that Volt Tackle with its Light Ball, as we can see over here, is going to do a lot of damage. And since we knocked off the Garchomp, it does not have an item anymore. Now they have a resist to Eruption, but yeah, we could see +4 attack, +3 defense. I can't remember why we lost a point in defense. Oh no, we didn't lose a point in defense. We got a point in attack or stat boost in attack because of the Intimidate. I want to just hit as hard as I can. Eruption's going to go in and just annihilate that Pikachu. The Light Ball increases its attack and special attack, but nothing to its defense. So it was always going to go down to that. We do a massive crit on this Garchomp. It goes into our Typhlosion and doesn't even take us out. Gets confused, superpower goes in, and that's the end for this Garchomp. This was, I think, my third game with this Malamar, so I actually did a lot of work with it in this time frame. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you do. You have a suggestion, let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this, drop a like. See you guys.